You've probably heard some people saying that Lovable is the future of website and app building, that you can create almost anything with it just by chatting with AI. But is it actually as good as people say? Or is it just another overhyped AI tool? Over the past few months, I've used Lovable across a wide range of projects, and I've also published several Lovable tutorials on this channel too. So I've had a chance to see where it genuinely shines and where it still falls short. So in this video, I'll share with you what it's really like to use Lovable across multiple projects, where it can actually save you a huge amount of time, and ultimately answer the question, is Lovable actually worth your time and money?
Good question.
Let's dive in. Now, traditionally, building a website or app isn't nearly as easy as people often make it sound. You've got one tool for design, another for hosting, another for your database, and before long, you're paying for multiple subscriptions just to build one project. And if you don't want to do all that yourself, your other option is hiring a developer, which can become very expensive. So that's exactly the problem that Lovable is trying to solve. Instead of stitching all those tools together yourself, and also needing coding and web design experience, you now simply describe to Lovable what you want to build, and Lovable will use AI to bring it to life for you. And Lovable even has a free plan that you can access via the link in the description below this video. Now, that all sounds great in theory, but software companies make big promises all the time. So rather than telling you what Lovable can do, I think it will be much more useful to first show you a few projects that I've actually built myself, and then I'll show you Lovable in action. So first thing I want to show you here is I built this portfolio website in Lovable to showcase my work and attract more brand sponsorships. Anyway, Lovable did create this website pretty much just from the first prompt. I then spent a bit of time just giving a few more prompts to tweak it and get it how I wanted it. And then I also hooked up my Gmail account to my Lovable account. So anytime anyone sends me a message through any of the contact forms on this website, they drop straight into my inbox. And I showed the whole process of how I built this exact website in this video that I'm showing on the screen right now. So in case you want to build something like this, I've left a link to that video in the description below this video, so it's easy for you to find it and follow along. So the next project I want to show you is this local business website that I created. So this is for a roofing company in Brighton in the UK. Now actually, I'll just show you this as the live version of the site. Now, this is the kind of professional website you could create with Lovable for local businesses. Now, again, this website didn't actually take me very long to create at all with Lovable, and it made a really, really good first draft just with the first prompt. And I'll show you in a minute how quickly you can actually create a website with Lovable just from the first prompt. But on this site, you've also got multiple other pages, including the FAQs page right here, and also contact page and about page and so on. Now, when creating your websites in Lovable, you can actually just host them in Lovable just by connecting your custom domain. But one thing a lot of people don't realize is that you can actually copy your Lovable website into WordPress instead. So if you want to know how to do that for yourself, then I've made a complete tutorial showing exactly how to copy a Lovable website into WordPress. I've also left a link to that video in the description below this video, so it's easy for you to find it. Now, websites are only a part of what Lovable can build. Let me also show you a couple of apps I've also created with Lovable. So this first app is quite a simple one, and it's called Content Spark. Basically, it helps you come up with content ideas for different social media platforms. For example, if you enter your niche and then your target audience, choose a platform you want to create content for and select how many ideas you want, hit generate, and Content Spark will come up with those ideas along with a title and a hook for the content piece. So this app is called Offer IQ, a bit more complex than the last one. It's not very complex. You can absolutely create a lot more complex apps with Lovable than this. But what it does is it helps you to create lead magnets and digital products. For example, if we create digital products here, we can select to create low, mid or high ticket products, select your niche, for example, real estate, and your target audience, hit generate digital product ideas, and Offer IQ then comes up with product ideas that you can create that are perfect for your audience. It will give you a title and an outline. It will grade each product in if they're easy or hard to make. And then for each product, it will also create a visual scorecard, which will grade the conversion potential for your target audience, give you hooks and angles. It will generate the landing page copy, as well as creating a map for the funnel, and also creating the automated email follow-up sequence. Now, you might be wondering how long it actually takes to build a project like the ones I've just shown you. Well, it's probably nowhere near what you might think. So let's put Lovable to the test. So let's build a website for a local car mechanic from scratch. And I want to test two things. First, how quickly Lovable can create a professional first draft, and second, just how lazy I can be with my prompting while still getting a genuinely good result. Now, I'm not going to build the entire website because I've already got dedicated tutorials on my channel for that. For this review, we just want to see how good Lovable's first draft really is from a single, fairly simple prompt. So I'm going to give this prompt to Lovable, and I'm going to ask it to build a modern, trustworthy website for a local car mechanic called London Auto Repairs. Include a strong hero section, services, customer reviews, an about section, contact details, and call to action for booking repairs. Use a clean professional design that looks great on desktop and mobile. Let's give this to Lovable, and Lovable will take a minute or two to think about it and knock up the first draft for us. And as it's creating, it's going to come up with a range of images while it's working on the overall design of our site. Okay, and that took 2 minutes and 19 seconds, and Lovable has whipped up this website for us. So looking pretty decent. So not only has it written all the content and designed the page, it's also created images as well, which of course you can replace with real images if you want to. And then from here, it's just a matter of giving Lovable more prompts to ask for more tweaks. For example, I can ask to change the color scheme of the website and add an FAQs page and link it to the main nav menu. And in about 1.5 minutes, Lovable has now changed the color scheme and also added our FAQs page at the top here, where we can see our frequently asked questions. So looking pretty nice. And to speed the process up even more for you, coming down to the prompt box, we can also see that Lovable has made lots of suggestions to make tweaks to our website. For example, add an online booking form or create a service details page, add Google Reviews integration, improve SEO and metadata, and so on. So by simply clicking on one of these options, Lovable has already created the suggested prompt for you. All you need to do is click the button to submit, and Lovable works on the next changes for you. So how lazy is that? You don't even need to write some of the prompts yourself. Now, building a professional website this quickly is impressive. But websites are only half the story. So let's put Lovable to the test again, this time by building an app. So here we are back inside Lovable, and I'm going to create an app called Offer Optimizer. This is to help entrepreneurs improve their products and services. So we want to test how well Lovable can create a decent first draft of an app from a relatively straightforward prompt. So I'm going to give this prompt to Lovable. Build a web app called Offer Optimizer that helps entrepreneurs improve their products and services. The app should ask users to enter their current offer, target audience, and pricing, then generate sections for stronger positioning, headline ideas, pricing suggestions, offer improvements, calls to actions, and next steps. Create a clean, modern interface with a premium SaaS feel that's intuitive and fully responsive. So I've just added an extra line to our prompt. Users should have a toggle option to either submit their offer URL to the Offer Optimizer or fill out a few form fields covering the key info about their offer. Let's submit this to Lovable and see how well Lovable can put this first draft together just from this basic prompt. Now, if you're a more advanced user of AI and creating apps, then of course you can create more detailed prompts. I want this review to be accessible to beginners as well and people looking to create their first apps. So we're starting off with a basic prompt and going with a simple process here. Okay, so surprisingly, that actually took less time for Lovable to create than the website. And this is what it's come up with from that one simple prompt. So notice I didn't ask for any styling or color schemes or fonts or anything like that. Lovable's just gone with what it thinks fits. Now let's test it out. So here we've got the option to give quick answers about our product. Or secondly, we can use this option to give our URL of a product and get Offer Optimizer to read our product for us. So this is exactly what I asked for. So right here, I've got one of my own products that I created. So let's test our new app on this product. So this is a funnel template for coaches and consultants built in System.io. This actually does convert fairly well already, but I know it definitely can be a lot better. So let's grab my URL. I'm going to give this to Offer Optimizer, click the Optimize button and see what this app can come up with for us. Okay, that took less than 10 seconds and here is the results. So this app has actually read my offer correctly and given a summary of what the offer actually is. Then it's given an account of how you can position it more strongly, given various headline options I can copy paste. So again, I didn't ask for any of that. Lovable's just gone ahead and added these additional features for me too. Then it's given me more pricing options, as well as a suggestion on an order bump and an upsell to make even more money from this product. And then it's given us some more options on how to improve the overall offer, some call to actions right here that it thinks will work better, and given me the next step breakdown on how to improve the offer. So personally, I think that's really decent. I wasn't specific on a lot of these features, but just from my simple prompt, Lovable had a clear idea on what I wanted to achieve. So I think this is a really strong first draft. Okay, quick pause here. If you're getting value from this video, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. On this channel, I share step-by-step guides on how to simplify the tech side of your business to help you be more productive, how to actually use AI and other smart tools the right way, and how to turn those tools into systems that can potentially bring in more revenue. So if that sounds good to you, then I'd love you to be a subscriber so you don't miss what comes next. So that's all great, but what does Lovable genuinely do well? Here's what stood out to me. So after using Lovable across all these different projects, there are 4 things that have consistently impressed me with the platform. First, it's incredibly fast. Going from an idea to a high quality first draft takes a fraction of the time it would do using traditional methods. Second, I love the conversational workflow. Instead of digging through menus, you simply describe the changes you want and Lovable gets to work. Thirdly, the first drafts are surprisingly good. They're not usually finished, but they're close enough that you're then just refining rather than starting from scratch. And fourth, I think Lovable has dramatically lowered the barrier to building websites and apps. You don't need years of coding experience to create something genuinely impressive, which opens up a huge amount of opportunity for entrepreneurs, creators, and small businesses. Now, if that was the whole story, then recommending Lovable would be easy. But no AI tool is perfect. There are also a few limitations I've run into that are worth knowing about before you decide to build your next project with it. Here's what I've found. So the biggest drawback for me is the credit system. If the AI misunderstands a prompt or doesn't quite fix an issue first time, you can burn through credits more quickly than you'd expect. As apps become larger and more complex, you'll naturally spend more time refining, testing, and debugging. And like most AI coding tools, fixing one issue can occasionally introduce another. That said, I don't see any of these as deal breakers for me personally. They're simply trade-offs that come with AI-assisted development today. So whether those trade-offs actually matter or not depends on what you're planning to build. So let's look at who Lovable is genuinely a great fit for and who might be better off choosing a different approach. So if you're an entrepreneur, creator, freelancer, agency owner, or small business owner who wants to build websites or apps without spending months learning how to code, then I think Lovable is an excellent choice. It's also brilliant if you're the kind of person who likes testing ideas. Whether you're launching a new business, building an MVP, or creating an internal tool, Lovable makes it incredibly quick to get something up and running. On the other hand, if you're building a highly complex enterprise application with lots of custom functionality, there will probably come a point where you'll want to move into more traditional development tools to give you greater control. But for the vast majority of people watching this video, I think Lovable strikes an excellent balance between simplicity, speed, and capability. Now, even if you're the perfect fit for Lovable, there's still one important question left. Does it actually offer good value for money? So let's take a quick look at the pricing. So Lovable does offer a free plan, which is a great way to explore the platform without spending any money. You don't even need to enter your credit card to sign up, but just know you'll only be able to create up to 5 different apps or websites, and you'll only be able to publish them on a subdomain of Lovable. That said, if you want to be able to publish your websites or apps on a custom domain, then you'll need to upgrade to the Pro plan or higher. So on the Pro plan, you can actually publish an unlimited amount of apps or websites on custom domains, and you also get 100 new credits per month to use in your account. So basically, each time you give a prompt to Lovable, Lovable will use up some of your credits depending on how complex that task is. So for really simple tasks like asking it to change headlines or a bit of content, it hardly uses any credits. For example, sometimes even half a credit or 1 credit, depending on how much you're asking it to do. But if you're asking it to do more complex changes, then it can use 3 or 4 or 5 maybe credits at a time. So the Pro plan is £22 per month if you're in the UK, or if you're in the US, that's $25 per month. And the business plan is $50 per month. And on the business plan, the main difference over Pro is you get everything that the Pro plan comes with, but you also get a team workspace, which is role-based if you want to add any of your team members to your account. You also get some design templates and a few other extras like priority support. That said, personally, I'm on the Pro plan and I have been for almost a year now, and that does me well. And if you were also happy with the Pro plan, but you wanted more credits, then you can stay on the Pro plan, but just up your credit limit and pay a little bit extra each month for those credits, as you can see here. So after using Lovable myself for the best part of a year now, is it actually worth it? Here's how I'd sum it up. So is Lovable worth it? For me, the answer is yes. Is it perfect? No. Like every AI tool, it still makes mistakes and occasionally needs a few iterations to get the result you're after. But despite that, I genuinely think that Lovable is one of the most impressive AI tools that I've used in recent years. It's dramatically sped up the way I build websites and apps. In fact, I couldn't even build apps before, so Lovable has allowed me to enter that realm. It's made it much easier to experiment with new ideas and has become one of the AI tools that I use the most. So if you're looking for a platform to help you build websites and apps faster without needing technical knowledge, I think Lovable is an excellent choice. And you can get access to a completely free plan via the link in the description below this video. Now, if you want to see the exact step-by-step process for building a fully functional website in Lovable, then watch this video right here. Or if you'd rather learn how to build a real working app in Lovable, then watch this video right here.